All right, today we're diving into a huge topic that sits right at the corner of AI and cybersecurity. We're talking about how to secure AI agents using a concept called zero trust. For a while now, we've all gotten pretty used to a certain kind of AI. It's the kind that can analyze stuff, spot patterns, write an email, or make a picture. Basically, we've built AI that can think. But here's the thing, the whole game is changing. We're moving into a totally new phase where AI doesn't just sit there and think, it gets up and does things in the real world for us. We're building AI that can act. Well, that right there is the big question, isn't it? As these powerful new AI agents start doing things on their own, how do we keep them from getting hacked? And maybe even more important, how do we keep them from causing harm?
So, to get a handle on this, we've got to ask, what are these systems really? What does it mean to have agentic AI?
And honestly, the source material just nails it. This isn't some small software update, it's a massive shift. We've gone from using AI as a calculator for thoughts to an active partner that gets things done. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi stuff. We're talking about AI agents that can literally buy things for your company, move sensitive data from one place to another, connect to all sorts of other software to do its job, and even create little helper agents to split up the work. They're basically becoming autonomous digital workers.
Now, here's the catch, and it's a big one. Every single cool new thing these agents can do, well, it also opens up a brand new door for attackers. Every new capability is a new vulnerability.
So if we want to find the weak spots, we gotta look under the hood. At its heart, an AI agent runs on a super simple loop. First, it senses. It takes in some information. Then it thinks. It figures out what to do next. And finally, it acts. It produces some kind of output. Sense, think, act. And boom, this table lays out exactly where it can all go wrong. When the agent is sensing, an attacker can inject a malicious prompt and trick it. While it's thinking, they could poison the data it's trained on to mess with its logic. When it acts, they could attack the other software it connects to. And the whole time, they're trying to steal its passwords and keys to just take over the whole thing. Okay, so we've got this hornet's nest of new threats. What do we do? Well, the answer might actually come from an old idea from the world of cybersecurity that's suddenly more important than ever. Zero trust. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. Zero trust? Come on, isn't that just some marketing buzzword? And you're not wrong to be skeptical. The source material even calls this out. The term has been thrown around a lot, for sure, but the idea behind it is rock solid.
So what is it really? It's a security philosophy built on one simple, powerful idea you see right here. Never trust, always verify. You build everything as if the bad guys are already inside your system. You assume you've already been breached.
I mean, this is a total 180 from how we used to do things. The old way was trust, then verify. If you were inside the office network, you were trusted. Zero trust flips that completely. It's verify, then trust. It assumes a threat could be anywhere, inside or out.
And this same thinking totally flips the script on who gets access to what. We're moving away from giving people permissions just in case they might need them someday. Instead, we're moving to just-in-time access, giving the absolute minimum permission needed for the shortest possible time.
And this slide, man, this analogy is perfect. The old wave security was like a candy with a hard, crunchy outside, but a soft, gooey, vulnerable center. Once you were past the firewall, you could do anything. Zero Trust says no. Security has to be everywhere, woven into every single part of the system. Okay, so let's put it all together. We've got these super powerful AI agents on one side and this tough security philosophy on the other. What happens when we actually apply zero trust to protect these AI systems? This is where it gets real. This is the playbook. For every single threat we talked about, there's a specific zero trust solution. You protect the inputs with an AI firewall. You secure the tools with a vetted registry. You lock down the credentials with a dynamic vault. And you watch everything with unchangeable logs. Let's break that down. The AI firewall is like a bouncer at the door. It inspects every single piece of information coming in to make sure it's not a trick. And it also watches what the AI sends out to make sure it's not leaking secrets or doing something it shouldn't. In credentials, this part is absolutely critical. You can't just have passwords sitting in your code anymore. Every AI agent needs its own unique identity, and it has to get its credentials from a secure vault, use them for a specific task, and then give them right back. That's just-in-time access in action.
Finally, to control what the agent can actually do, you use something called a tool registry. Think of it like a private, super secure app store just for your AI. It's a list of pre-approved, safe tools that the agent is allowed to touch. The analogy here is great. It's like making sure all the ingredients for your cake are fresh and pure before you start baking.
But look, all this tech is great, but it's not the whole story. Not even close. The last piece of the puzzle, and you could argue it's the most important, is making sure a human is always, always in control. And we're talking about really practical, common sense stuff here. You have to have a big red stop button, a kill switch in case an agent goes off the rails. You need throttles to, say, keep it from spending the entire company's budget in an hour. And you have to test these things in a safe sandbox before you let them loose on the world.
And that's really the whole point of this. Zero trust isn't about stopping progress or slowing down innovation. It's about making innovation safe. These rules are the guardrails on the highway that let us go fast without flying off a cliff. They keep the AI aligned with what we actually want it to do.
So I'll leave you with this thought to chew on. As we hand over more and more of our tasks and decisions to these AI agents, the real challenge won't just be about keeping the bad guys out. It'll be about making sure that these things, which are acting in our name, are always truly acting for our own good.